started. So welcome you guys to our Coach Basics kickoff call. So I am really excited about this Coach Basics group. This call is just going to be a few minutes, but I wanted to get everybody together so that we can kind of start this boot camp off or start this Coach Basics off right. It's going to be a really amazing group. I am so glad that we're going back to this style. Some of you guys might have been trained originally through an email system, which was totally fine, but there just wasn't that connectedness to the team, to what you were doing, as there will be with this private Facebook group. So that is, I want to tell you just a little bit about Coach Basics though in general. So what you guys can expect over the next, well, we're a little less than 30 days out. This will end on October 31st, so it's just 1 month long, but every month a new Coach Basics will be run. I am asking Canyon's our other diamond on the team, so she's actually going to be taking over and running a Coach Basics for her and her downline. And as you become diamond, that will be your responsibility. But until you have an upline diamond who is running these for you, you'll continue to be in my group or place your participants in my group. So Canyon and I are going to be working really close together though, so it will be the same exact content, just two different groups that are going on so that the groups aren't so large. There's about 30 people in this group and I have to do a lot, so it's really hard to manage a lot of people in it. So I'm just trying to break it down by leaders and so on and so forth. So I did just want to give you guys a heads up about that, and that's how we're going to kind of be moving on with this, is that everybody should be always having their coaches enrolled in a Coach Basics. The reason why this is so important and what you guys will learn pretty much over these next 30 days is to master the absolute basics of what coaches need to do in order to be successful. And that doesn't mean successful money-wise, even though I know a lot of you guys are, obviously reaching towards that financial freedom. But it just means that to be successful in any part of this business, whether that is talking to other people, inviting other people, you have to understand those basics are what is going to build you this strong, booming foundation. If you talk to any of the new coaches, any of the successful coaches that are in this organization right now, they will tell you that for 1 year they did the basics every single day, consistently, day in and day out, and that is what built them a strong foundation. And that's when they woke up one day and they were like, oh my gosh, I just built an empire. I kid you not. You'll wake up one day and you'll be like, holy crap. But you have to promise yourself you're going to be here for 1 year and you're going to master these basics these next 30 days and then for the next 11 months after this. And I promise you, when you do this for 12 months consistently, your business will absolutely boom. You guys that were at Summit this year, you guys saw that I was recognized for being in Success Club 5 for 12 months in a row. This year was the best year that my business has ever had. Is it a coincidence that it was because I was hitting Success Club 5 every single month? Absolutely not. It was correlated 150%. So that is what I want to teach you guys. I want to teach you guys the same things, and that's what you guys will expect over these next 30 days. So whether you're a new coach or a veteran coach, you obviously enrolled yourself in this because you aren't consistent right now and you aren't doing the basics and you don't have that foundation to build that booming business that you can then duplicate with your coaches. So from now until the 15th of the month, you will actually be focusing on the 3 vital behaviors, which you guys will hear me say this a lot. The 3 vital behaviors are drink your Shakeology and work out, read personal development or listen to personal development to better yourself, and then invite. So the only thing that's going to change between the first half of the month and the second half of the month is the first half of the month we're focusing on those 3 vital behaviors, but the invite part is going to be really focused on inviting to a challenge group. So right now I want you guys to write down when the date of your next challenge group is going to start. And I am going to highly encourage you that it starts the 1st of November. Holy crap, does that sound weird that we're almost like November? Are we really planning for November right now? I just said that out loud and registered it, and it just doesn't sound real to me. But so I would suggest it because if you do a 21-day one, that's going to bring you right up until Thanksgiving, which you can play off a lot of cool themes off of a challenge group going into Thanksgiving. If you have never, ever, ever been in or ran a challenge group before, I want you to text your upline coach after you get off of this call and ask them to be in their challenge group. It's really important. You should never have to run a challenge group by yourself for your first month of coaching. Otherwise, you're going to be so overwhelmed that you'll never run one again. If you're a veteran coach and you've been running challenge groups, I want you to put your head to it, and I want you to run the best challenge group that you have ever ran. I want you to put your heart and soul into it, and I want you to make it about something that you really, really are passionate about. So if it's, has something to do with like being vegan or being a vegetarian or running or whatever it is, but make your challenge group targeted towards a specific market that you really feel passionate about so that you feel eager and you feel really excited about running your challenge group. The second half of the month, so like the 15th through the 31st, we're going to be focusing on those 3 vital behaviors, except for the inviting part is going to be focused on inviting people to the coaching opportunity. And don't let that scare you. It is not scary at all, I promise you. I do want to share this with you guys. I shared it with some of my other coaches, my other personally sponsored and some other people. Can you guys see that? Somebody just nod if you can see that calendar. Awesome. So this is what your month should look like every single month. The 1st through the 15th, you're really, really focused on inviting to a challenge group. That is when you should be hitting Success Club 5. So essentially, everybody should have Success Club 5 locked in this month by the 15th of the month. Okay, so that means you'll have 3 people in your challenge group. So those of you who have never run a challenge group before, your upline coach can explain what that's all about. But if you just have 3 people or 2 people in your challenge group, that is very good. A lot of people are like, oh, I can't run it. I don't have 10 people in it. No. Challenge groups are meant to be small and intimate. And actually, the bigger they are, the less intimate they are, and the less success that your customers normally have. So having 2 to 3 people in it is something to be really proud of, and don't feel ashamed. Don't feel like you shouldn't run it until you have all these people in it. Definitely run it no matter how many people you have in that challenge group. So this calendar, I feel like I'm a very visual person, so this visualizes what it will look like. And this is every single month. I know that Coach Basics, this is what we're, focused on, but this is what your month should look like every single month. It's going to take the pressure off of like being like, oh my gosh, I didn't hit Success Club 5 yet, and it's the 30th of the month. Whatever, you're going to hit that right at the beginning of the month, and then you can really focus in on getting your participants their stuff in the mail, making sure they have everything before your challenge group starts. You can make sure the Facebook group is set up. Like, you can make sure that everybody is ready to go come the time of your challenge group when you get all of that done the month before during the first 15 days. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. If it doesn't, make sure you write it down, and I'll have a minute at the end of this where we can go over questions. Okay, I'm going to stop that share so I can see all your beautiful faces again. Awesome. Okay, so everybody wrote down some goals that I saw this week. You guys are doing amazing. I know the Facebook group can be a little bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you that there's only going to be 1 post in there from me a day. So only 1 assignment. It goes out at 6 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, every single day. So unless somebody needs it to go out earlier than that, please let me know. That is when it will go out. So there's no reason why you'll feel like, oh my gosh, she didn't post it until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I can't do it, whatever. You'll have the entire day to complete it. There is a 3 strikes and you're out rule in this. It doesn't have to be 3 days in a row, but once you miss 3 posts of not connecting with the group in some way, shape, or form, I am going to ask you that you step back from the group, or you at least give me an explanation of why you're missing the group. If there's a death in the family or something like that, I totally get it. But if you're just like, I'm busy, I'm just going to ask you to take a step back and maybe do it the next month. And here's why. Your teammates are counting on you. We are counting on each other. We have a no man left behind rule in this group, and it's really important to me because I'm putting a ton of time into this to help you, and I just want that same respect back. So that's why it's really important that you're checking in every day. The homework assignments are not hard and they're not complicated. They are literally just making sure that you're doing what it takes to build a foundation. So you're not going to be going above and beyond and like doing like crazy stuff that doesn't matter, that's not building your business. Most of the days the check-ins are, what was your workout and what was your shake? What personal development did you read and what was your takeaway from it, and who did you invite? 3 vital behaviors, all things that are going to be moving your business forward, but this is the best form of accountability. You will not, I promise you, you will not be let down if you stay connected to this group and do these 3 things that I'm asking of you every single day. Your goals are great. I loved them. Please don't compare yourself to other people's goals. Definitely not necessary. Everybody is in a different place in this group. This isn't your average group where we're all brand new coaches. We're all kind of starting back over. So some coaches might already have a little bit more of a foundation built than you. So make sure your goals are realistic to you and to your lifestyle. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with what's called the leadership ladder that's in our back office. I, of course, am going to share my screen once again. I didn't think about this before I did it. But the leadership ladder is a really neat tool that's in our back office. And you guys can go into it. It's just in your training library. And if you go right here where it says coach, you guys should have already been into this earlier this week. There was a homework assignment to go check it out. But there's actually business benchmarks that Beachbody suggests that you reach for the coach level. And there's, of course, the over on the left-hand side, the emerald, the ruby, the diamond, the 1-star. These are things that you should be doing before you move on to the next step in the ladder, which in this case for most of us is emerald. So if you guys look at this, these are the 2 things that are very, very important that you do every single month, but more specifically this month, so that you can move on to the next step in the leadership ladder. So it's we're going to be focusing on this part our first 15 days. So we are going to be focusing on what coaches do and what benchmarks are all coaches hitting at the coach rank every single month. And that's Success Club 5 and earning $100 in commission. So that's it. That is your goal for this month, if not to go above and beyond it. And it sounds like, I think we sometimes overcomplicate this coaching thing. Like coaching sounds like so complicated and, everybody's like, well, I have 700 other things going on. And it's like, but it's okay because Beachbody, I promise you, is a very, very simple thing, but it's just about doing these things consistently every single day that will make it grow for you. So this is my goal for all of you in the first 15 days to reach that $100 in commission and Success Club 5. Again, if you guys have questions, just write them down and I will definitely get to them by the end of the call. I'm almost to the end, I promise. So these benchmarks are really need to be consistent and they need to be non-negotiable, all right? So make it known. I don't care if you live with your significant other, if you live with a roommate, if you want to tell your mom, your dad, your best friend, your child, whoever you want to tell. Probably your child's not the most reliable accountability partner, but you need to tell them, like, my goal this month is to reach Success Club 5 and earn $100 in commission minimally. And I need you to support me in that. I need you to ask me how I'm doing. I need you to encourage me. And that's a really important step because if your significant other, your roommate doesn't understand why this is important to you, when you're making sacrifices throughout this month to make sure you reach those goals, they won't understand why you're making those sacrifices. If I didn't have a conversation with my fiance to let him know how important Beachbody is to me, he would question why I'm not outside watching a movie with him right now and why I'm in here spending my time with my team and working on a Sunday night. Do you know what I mean? So it's really important that you guys take that extra step. Okay, I asked all of you guys to look over that participant guide. Did everybody get a chance to look over it? Yes. Super simple, but definitely things that you have to understand before you get involved in this or get started in this. So I just want to go over the 3 main bullet points from that participant guide. So show up. Like I said, there is the 3 strikes and you're out rule. I struggled with if I should implement this or not, but for this group, I am going to implement it just because I want to know who wants my attention, who wants the leaders of this group to give them their undivided attention. I'm going to sit down for an hour every day and talk to you guys and make sure you're commenting in the group and comment back and give you support and give you help. So I just want to make sure that I'm focusing all of my attention on those that are giving me all of the best of them. That's the only reason for the 3 strikes and you're out rule. I promise you I'm not trying to be the B word at all because that's the last thing I am. I just really want to help you guys, but I want to make sure I'm helping the right people, if that makes sense. Okay, like I said, there's only 1 post per day. And for the first 15 days, it's going to ask you for your workout and your Shakeology, what your workout is and what flavor Shakeology is. Don't assume that I assume that you're drinking it or doing a workout. Even if you're not doing a Beachbody workout, totally okay. Or if it was your rest day, you just need to check in with those things, because you guys, you can't be a product of the product. Nobody is going to want to purchase anything from you if you yourself aren't drinking this amazing shake and doing workouts or bettering your health in some way, shape, or form. So please make sure you check in with those. You also, the second thing is to be willing to go out of your comfort zone. It's really scary stepping out and having a conversation with somebody for the first time when you're inviting. It's really nerve-wracking, and you're going to get nervous, and it's overwhelming a little bit. But when you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone, when you're uncomfortable, that's actually when you're growing the most. And I promise you, we're not going to ask you to do anything that's like so above and beyond crazy in these next few days. We are literally just going to be asking you guys to start conversations with your friends, your families, and people that you connect with on social media. And we're going to be teaching you guys exactly how to do that. Beachbody has some great new content on how to start those conversations, how to make sure that you're, having those conversations and closing in on them and not letting, things slip away from you, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to be sharing all those with you in a way that I hope is not overwhelming, in a way that I hope helps you. The third thing is keep it simple. Like I said, we are only focusing on those 3 vital behaviors. Do not, I repeat, do not overcomplicate this for yourself. These are the 3 vital behaviors for a reason. These are the 3 things that most successful Beachbody coaches have built an entire empire on. If you get wrapped up in all these other things, you're going to get so overwhelmed, and you're going to be like, I don't have time for this. Make a promise to yourself right now. I always say this. I wish I had him in here, but I always joke with my friend Jeremy. He's one of my success partners on a different team. And when we get on our Zoom calls, I put on my sunglasses and I'm like, I have my blinders on today. Because when you follow other Beachbody coaches who probably aren't at the same level as you or in a different part of their journey than you are, it's really easy to get caught up and wrapped up in what they're doing and what you're not doing, or what you're doing and what they're not doing. So please just remember, working out and drinking your shake, inviting people, and bettering yourself, listening to some form of personal development is all I want you to focus on for these next 30 days. You're going to hear it so much that you're going to probably punch me in the face. You're going to come to my house and punch me in the face. I'm pretty sure of it. All right, so these next 15 days are really going to be focusing on finding 3 to 5 people that want to join you in this opportunity. So like I said, plan your challenge group out right now. Text your upline if you've never ran a challenge group before so that you can be in theirs or coincide, or they can let you be a fly on the wall, however they want to work it out with you. But 3 to 5 people is going to be your focus for the next 15 days. So you'll see this week we're going to talk about our story. We're going to talk about why we're a Beachbody coach. We're going to talk about a contact list. Everybody should have their contact list made by now. It was in your participant starter guide. Yes. If you don't, please let me know. The contact list is very important. You're going to start going through that contact list and reaching out and saying like, hey girl, I'm starting this awesome challenge group, but I think you would be awesome in it. Will you help me out? Will you write a testimony at the end? Will you please be in it? The bonus is that you get to lose weight or look fabulous and confident, and you're helping me in my business. It's, a win-win for both of us. That is totally not going to be how the conversation goes, but you get the point. So you're going to be inviting those people. So kind of get your mind in it now. Every night you should be sitting down and writing down the name of 3 people who you're going to talk to the next day. So write that down. Right after we get off this call, I want you guys to write down the names of the 3 people that you're going to invite to your challenge group that's starting November 1st-ish, somewhere in that group, somewhere in that range. Okay. I hope everybody understands the explanation between commission and why this is like related the way that it is. If you don't, please reach out to me or ask me at the end, or reach out to your upline coach. We'll be happy to explain how commission works for you. There's some great videos on that as well. So many of you might also be asking, why Success Club? Why? Well, Beachbody's motto this year is everyone matters. And I want you guys to realize that not only do you matter, but every single person in your life matters. And that's how you should approach every conversation. So I know the biggest thing that people always are hesitant about is they're like, what if they take it the wrong way that I'm inviting them to this challenge group? You just have to remember in your head that you have to give them the opportunity to say no to your challenge group before you don't give them the opportunity. So in other words, don't judge them before you're going to ask them. If I thought Cece was never going to join my challenge group, I would have never invited her. I would have been like, oh, she definitely isn't going to do it. But instead I was like, I'm going to let her decide if she wants to be a part of my challenge group. So I reached out to her and said, do you want to be a part of this? Actually, it was the coaching opportunity, but we get the picture, you know? So make sure when you're building that contact list to put every single person's name on it. And when you're like, I don't want to invite this person because it's really intimidating and they're already into fitness, invite them anyways. Step out of your comfort zone. Don't prejudge them. Everyone matters, and that's what you have to remind yourself of every single day when you sit down to do this power hour. Because there's somebody's life out there that you might be like, oh, they probably aren't going to join. But years from now, maybe you invited them and maybe you changed their life. And I bet you a lot of coaches on this team who are veterans can tell you about an experience where somebody came to them and said, because of you, because you reached out to me, you changed my life. And that's huge, you guys. Okay, social media. So social media is obviously a big part of what we do as coaches, and you're going to see that I ask you to post some things on social media in the next 15 days to get people interested in your challenge group and what you're doing as a fitness coach. I'm going to ask you to be raw, be you, be different, and be unapologetically you. Do not look at what other coaches are doing. Do not try to be a Beachbody coach. Do not try to be this perfect fitness model. If you wake up one day and you're like, shit, I do not want to work out. Like I just don't want to do it. If you hit your snooze 95 times, tell Facebook about that. Be raw and be real. That is really important in this. For the first 15 days, I ask you to tag your upline coach in every social media post that is related to the group, the Coach Basics group. Not every social media post, but any post that I ask you to post on Facebook, I'm asking you to tag your upline coach in it. And it has two purposes. One, you're going to get a lot of exposure when you tag other people. So Facebook's funny like this. And when you tag other people, it likes to show a lot more of your friends your posts. The second thing is your upline coach is going to be able to see it and critique you on it and give you advice and help you be better. And don't take it personally if they tell you that you could have done something better or they give you advice in some other way. Just learn from it. Be open to that criticism. If you have an inactive upline coach, so if your upline coach is not an active Beachbody coach or you are not getting the support from them that you wish you were, I'm giving you the permission to tag me in it. This is only for the first 15 days, and upline coaches, please be respectful of other people tagging you in their posts, and make sure you go and give them feedback on all their posts. This is the way we learn. This is the way we grow. All right. So like I said, don't be a Beachbody coach though on Facebook. I just want to hit on that point one more time. So we're going to ask you to talk about Shakeology and your challenge groups and working out. Whatever you do, I do not want to see a picture of your Shakeology cup and you kissing it. I will literally cry if I have to see that. People don't understand what Shakeology is. Maybe you want to call it your superfood shake when you talk about Shakeology. It doesn't, it's not as straightforward, but you don't want to be straightforward, because when people message you and they say, what's this superfood shake you're drinking? That's when you get the opportunity to talk about what Shakeology is. When you just post like, here's my shake, they have no idea what it is. And they're like, oh, that Shakeology stuff, I heard of that protein drink. And you're like, not a protein drink. So don't be like Beachbody coach-esque is really what I'm trying to say there. Last 2 points. Don't make excuses. I know, I'm being really forward about this. Oh my gosh, Ashley, I see your little kids running around. Hi! They're so cute. So don't make excuses. We are all busy. We all have lives outside of this, but the difference between people who are successful and people who are not successful are those who make excuses and those who make their excuses their priorities. So if Beachbody is a priority of yours, get up a little bit earlier. Tomorrow I have a 14-hour day ahead of me. Beachbody is a priority of mine, so my alarm's going off at 4:30 in the morning so I can be downstairs working out by 4:45. It's a priority for me. It could be an excuse, but it's not, because I want to be successful, and so I'm making it a priority. The last thing is we aren't going to leave any man behind. When you're interacting with the group, when you're connecting with us on Facebook, when you're asking for help, this is your time. Ask all the questions that you possibly can in this group, because this is the time that you're going to get the most support from all of our organization. Everybody can comment on what they're doing that works. Post in the group what worked for you, what didn't work for you. If you're having a hard day, if you just don't feel like inviting, post that in the group. If you need accountability to get your workout in, post it in the group. If you want to post sweaty selfie workout pictures in that Coach Basics group after you work out just for that accountability, go for it. Absolutely go for it. But I want you guys to connect with your teammates. I want you to have the mantra of no man is left behind in this. At the 15th, we're going to ask everybody who has reached Success Club 5 so far. And if you haven't, I want you to be honest, and I want you to ask for help. And we are going to help you get to that Success Club 5. We are going to help you help 3 people this month. We are going to help you build the foundation to a very successful Beachbody business. But you need to be enthusiastic, you need to be excited, and you need to be connected. And that is Coach Basics. Okay, so raise your hand, unmute yourself if you have a question, a comment, anything that needs to be gone over. Do you have any questions about what this Coach Basics thing is, how to go about it, anything like that? Are we excited? Come on, I'm sick and I'm like raising the roof over here. Are we pumped, guys? Okay, I won't keep you guys if you don't have any other questions, but a lot of action items came out of tonight's call, so I hope you guys wrote those down. I hope you guys are going to get ready to get your challenge group running. Tomorrow, we're already going to be 5 days into the month, so we only have 10 days to get the next 3 people's lives changed. That's okay, because I bet you could look at a lot of your friends and say, what did you do this week? I changed 3 people's lives, and that's going to feel pretty freaking cool at the end of these 15 days, right? It does. It feels really awesome. So let's get ready. Let's work hard. I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your Sunday night. Thank you so much for hopping on. I hope this kind of gave you a clear picture of what to expect. I think when you know what you're getting into, it's a lot easier. And I will talk to you guys all tomorrow for our official day 1 of inviting and getting this coaching thing under control. Have a good night, you guys.